You know, I'm not very pleased with you guys right now at all. I figure I'm going to show you guys doing this job I'm about to do, and you're at 2% battery, and I didn't get another battery. Way to go. Way to go. And it rained today, so we're very unmotivated anyways. And then you guys just irresponsible. But anyways, I'll tell you until you run out of battery is what we are doing. So we'll talk about it a little bit later, but we did something for the first time, and I'm not going to say we screwed up, but we didn't take all the steps that were needed because we thought we didn't need them. As in, we ripped a bunch of ground and a bunch of clumps of big compaction came up, and we thought over the winter that it would mellow out. Never did. Here we are having to go level out some ground now. So for any of you that is around older equipment, I don't know exactly like the exact measurements or whatever, but like the 86 series tractors that we run, and then we also have our Magnum sitting over there. The 86 series tractor take big hydraulic end lines. And what I mean by that, these couplers or whatever, they're a lot bigger than the new style that all the new tractors have, as such the Magnum. So you can buy conversion kits to take everything down to these smaller couplers, but we have to, in order to convert all of our tractors, we have to buy 5 kits. Those kits are $200 a piece, I believe. That's over $1,000 in hydraulic ends. When we can just put new ends on, and we can buy adapters that go from big to small for like 20 bucks a remote and do it that way. So the point I'm getting to is we got to put new ends on this disc because the Magnum's gonna be pulling it, and we're converting all of our implements to the small ends anyways. This is just one of the many joys of farming. You know, you can't just buy something, you gotta buy it and then update it. And the chances of these ends coming off smoothly, or like not having to put very much body strength into it, or muscle, or whatever you want to call it, might as well just go ahead and get a press out here to press these things loose, because it's gonna be a pain.
From Central City, Kentucky, the home of True Vine Farms, the one and only Farmer King.
We're making great progress. Our beans in this particular area have been out of the ground for who knows how long, but we know they've been in the ground for a week and 3 days. And well, this outside row here has a really good stand. This middle row right here, it's okay. The next row is really good, and then the next row, we're not sure if they even put seed in the ground. And then it keeps going. But the point I'm getting to is the back half of the planter, its row cleaners are throwing all the trash onto the previous planted rows by the front half, and we see a pattern going to where those front rows are taking longer to get up because it's having to push through all that trash and such. So that's an issue that's hard to fix either way you go. No matter what planter you have, it just really comes down to which half of the planter you want to run row cleaners on and which half you do not.
Well, any splitter planter.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. And what is it? It's not really coming through the residue. It's that residue is shading out that row, because those row cleaners sort of break it up and almost makes it like you strip tilled it in a way, and so that residue is keeping it not from getting warmed up as quick, I think. But we saw that last year too when we cross planted.
But it's just beans, so it's fine.
Well, we're not driving out there, but from the windshield, it looks pretty good.
So the past couple of days, we have received multiple inches of rain. And let's just say the ground is very wet right now, and there's like rain forecasted every day for like the next 2 weeks. So planting corn, we may be sitting here a while. We're gonna just leave it that. So that gives us that gives us some time to work on some other projects. So right now, I think I may have told you guys, we're putting an air cylinder on this tailgate for this dump truck. We're in the midst of doing that. We gotta make some spots to mount the cylinder, run air lines and all that. Then we got a bush hog to work on over there. So it gives us a little bit of time to, it's weird. It's an in-between planting break because all of our beans are in the ground, but we ain't even touched corn yet, so it's sort of a weird feeling not being able to do anything this time of the year. Our truck, or not our truck, but the truck is finished. The air tailgate thingy-mabob is on there. It is working now. I'm not saying it's going to work later, but it is working now. And that truck can leave. It's done. So now I have to go mow a yard. And I think you guys are going to hang out with him, and you guys are going to work on a 12-foot bush hog.
That is not just a 12-foot bush hog.
What is it?
Well, for everyone, if there's anybody out there that grows chickens like we do, that is what we use to mow at the chicken houses. So those bush hogs come in all shapes and sizes, or lawnmowers, but the number one, the common denominator of all of them, is that is what will grow you a number one flock. And everybody that knows what I'm talking about as far as lawnmower, bush hog, or whatever, mowing around the buildings. That's the number one thing. Feed, water, mowing that grass. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this gearbox completely off, because this is the second time that we've had trouble with this shaft. So we're going to take that off and really give it a look over, and hopefully we don't have to get a new gearbox or any of the shafts, because it's just about as cheap to buy a new bush hog as it is to buy that shaft or the gearbox. But we'll see. But fun thing is now is I'm by myself, and I've got to hold these nuts and get underneath with the impact to loosen them. So maybe this will only take 4 trips. I'll leave y'all up top. Y'all make sure that wrench stays on. Well, we finally got it. It only took 8 trips, double what we were hoping, but we got it. So I'm gonna set y'all can be set up, and I'm hoping just to slide this gearbox off here and not have to take the slip clutch loose. And if you don't know what a slip clutch is, that are these, and there's disc in there. And you just tighten these down so tight. A lot of times they have springs on these bolts, but this one doesn't. That way, when you're mowing, and these are your blades, if they hit something, it will slip right here and smoke on those clutches instead of messing up your gearboxes. Or if you were like when I first started on another bush hog, you just tighten them up real tight and you kept breaking PTO shafts until you learned how to set them. That happens too. Well, that went way easier than I thought. We got the gearbox sort of apart, but you know, we got this box and we fixed the wheels on it so it could be a roll around box and we could get closer to where we want it to work. The problem is we're working over there on that bush hog, but when you have so much equipment in the way, you can't roll it over to it. So it does no good to be on wheels. It comes this shaft comes up through the bottom down in there and it mates to this gear. Well, I bought this table at an auction from where I used to work, and you might ask, why is there a hole cut in the table? Take 2512 gearboxes apart is exactly why that hole was cut in that table years ago. Alright, so we took an old worn out tiger paw. It's a sanding disc for a grinder. This one's been wore out. We had a lot of chewing on the teeth. I don't know if y'all can see all of it if it shows up, but we took the worn out one so it wasn't so aggressive and we cleaned those up, cleaned these up, we've washed them, so now I'm ready to go find my parts wherever they're at because I don't really remember, and try to put this thing back together, make sure we have all the parts and the right parts. I really don't know where they're at. I'm not seeing them. They may not even be up here yet. And there it is. It doesn't look like much, but it is all back together. And it turns. We're gonna go stick this in and tighten everything back up. And I think I've got some help coming this time to help me on those 4 bolts so it doesn't take so long.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope they enjoy it. Remember, faith, family, farm. See you in the next one.